based out there has not been.
We're back in a time.
Okay, let me just get.
We're back.
We are back. Yes, we are live.
Yes.
I guess I don't know. We'll wait for it to prevail. Yeah. So we're just gonna wait until some people regather and regroup.
Yeah.
Let me share it.
We want to extend our greatest apologies for our
Yeah, we're so sorry.
technological
Hi Ashley.
lacking. You share to your language?
I can't share to you the event page.
My phone is fighting me. My phone is fighting me so much right now.
Your laptop is fighting me.
Technology is something.
Okay.
So I see we have 4 folks
The
here.
internet has been super trashy during this period, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Thank
Bless
you,
you,
so much for
Ashley.
understanding. Hi Stephanie.
So we have some folks back online. So we should continue. We're gonna wrap up pretty soon. I wanted us to talk a little bit about people-based versus issue-based.
Mm-hmm.
Like they mentioned, Freedom Inc.'s organization is people-based and not issue-based. I don't know if you want to share what that means to you and then I'll go on your
Yeah, I mean, I think that people-based approach allowed them to tackle, I guess, several different things, kind of at the same time within the same mandate, as opposed to an issue-based organization or an issue-based kind of modus operandi, where you're basically just talking about one thing all the time and not necessarily allowing yourself the space to analyze how these things interact with other things, or allowing yourself to interact with other groups who share, other interests. Because you think, oh well, I'm a womanist organization, so I don't want to think about, something else,
right.
any other group, or I don't want to think about animal rights, or I don't want to think about the environment.
Right.
Whereby if you look at yourself, this is a people-based organization. Okay, well, how
Like a
does
more
animal rights?
holistic picture.
Yeah, I
The
think
whole
that
picture.
approach is easier. What about you?
I definitely agree. I think that when you try to do issue-based activism, you're cutting off your arm essentially, because no issue exists within this vacuum. Like everything under capitalism is intertwined. If you look at the education system, if you look at prisons, if you look at food, if you look at land distribution, they all have kind of like overlaps. And what I was going to say specifically about issues, I'm blanking.
You know what too was interesting, while you're remembering your thoughts, was the fact that they were able to basically ensure that their voices were heard in the school board discussion. They were able to get into the community and discuss things like gender, and what that means in those sessions that they had. And then they were also able to stage an intervention whereby they address things like health and the environment through the creation of their garden. So,
Yes.
I mean, I think that is how people-based approach would manifest. Because a person, an adult person would have children, or they would probably be in school, and education is important to them. They would also need food, and stuff like that. So their food source is important as well, and food sovereignty should be important to everyone. So they were able to basically divert energy through all those channels. And then I think the second thing is that when you're issue-based group, and well, this is I guess a small thing, but it's just you tend to get pigeonholed by, I guess, political officials and how they view you. as well as like the media. So the media will call you for your comments on a specific thing and not something else, even though that there might be an intersection or there might be an important angle for discussion.
Yeah, and I was actually just thinking of, well, I wanted to read this quote that Stephanie shared in the chat here. It's an Audre Lorde quote, and it says, "There's no such thing as a single issue struggle because we do not live single issue lives."
Yes.
My reaction, exactly.
Essentially. Thanks, Stephanie.
Yeah, Stephanie's bringing on the words. So, I think what I was trying to get to is that even when we think of nonprofits, and of course we ourselves are in a nonprofit, the nonprofit sector in and of itself is also an arm that performs in this capitalist machine to make sure that everything keeps going. And so when you're challenging, say, we care about women's rights and LGBT rights, but we also care about, legalizing marijuana and decriminalizing marijuana. We also care about people being thrown in prison for, well, I'm a prison abolitionist, so I mean, the prison ain't making no sense regardless. But you can't really untangle. You can't really untangle the ways that these issues intertwine. And so when you try to pick one thing and do that one thing, you'll find that you can only do so much because it's attached to this entire system that you're not paying attention to. So yeah, people-based all the way. And also people. It's people.
Exactly.
It's people. So yeah, thanks for listening. We want to get some comments and some thoughts, possibly some questions from our viewers. Don't be shy. We don't really bite.
Consent is key.
Yes, consent is key. Thank you for understanding. Well, it looks like we might be wrapping up. If anyone doesn't have any comments or questions, you guys can ask us anything about our organization, WOMANTRA. You can ask about the film, about the Global Fund, because this film is, I guess, sponsored by the Global Fund. It's their project that we're collaborating with them on. And I know we have some surveys to do.
Yes.
So we have some
surveys.
Some post-screening surveys. We're gonna share that in the event page, and we're gonna ask your pretty please to fill them out. And I believe we have a giveaway.
Yeah, we have a prize.
We have a prize.
Yeah.
So you fill out the survey and you get a chance to win a prize from WOMANTRA, which is probably gonna be awesome.
So fill out those surveys.
Also, well, follow us on social media, and
we are on
stay in touch.
Facebook, obviously, Instagram. You can follow at The Whole is Whole,
and Twitter, which is also The Whole is Whole. So we're gonna say goodbye and sign off.
Yes. So thank all of you for watching and spending your Sunday evenings with us.
Yeah.
And
And also you can watch the videos over, and you can also find them online. There are 3 other episodes, so you can go ahead and binge those.
yeah. And well, let us know if y'all liked this, if y'all enjoyed it, if y'all want to see it again. Tell us. Bye.